when Will slapped Chris, he slapped all of us, but he really slapped me.
Why do you say that?
Because when you hurt my child, you hurt me.
Chris Rock's mom, Rose Rock, speaks out on the controversial Oscar slap, as a source fills in ET on how the comic is doing since the infamous night.
Oh, wow!
The insider tells ET, quote, Chris is really in a groove right now and is building up material for a Netflix special. He continued to remain focused on his show and not address the slap personally, but he's very close with his mother and respects what she has to say. The truth is, the assault really did impact a lot of people, not just Chris. The source adds that Chris is aware of the other stars who have started speaking out about it and taking sides, but he isn't getting caught up in that. He's sort of operating in a bubble right now, staying, quote, laser focused on his work. When it comes to his work, our source says he's been tweaking his, quote, addressing it without addressing it opening bit. And most recently, he opened his act by saying, quote, I'm all right, I've healed from the bruises. There was also a, quote, really funny moment that happened in a show recently where he asked an audience member her name and she said, quote, Jada. And he said, quote, sit your ass down. And the place erupted with laughter.
Back at the table.
This is gonna be an exciting one.
Speaking of Jada, she is back at the Red Table. Her Red Table Talk show returned for a new season last week. And while the first episode addresses Janelle Monáe's sexuality, Jada in the show took a moment to address the elephant in the room by sharing a message prior to the start of the episode. It reads, quote, considering all that has happened in the last few weeks, the Smith family has been focusing on deep healing. Some of the discoveries around our healing will be shared at the table when the time calls. Until then, the table will continue offering itself to powerful, inspiring, and healing testimonies, like that of our incredibly impressive first guest. Thanks for joining us, Jada.
If we don't talk about it, we're not going to get to the other side.
The premiere episode for season 5 was filmed before the infamous Oscars incident, which led to the Academy banning Will from all official events for 10 years.
Oh, wow!
In a statement to ET, the 53-year-old King Richard star responded to the ruling, saying, quote, I accept and respect the Academy's decision. Following the Academy banning Will, ET spoke with Billy Porter, who revealed why the incident overall was, quote, upsetting to him as a Black queer man.
You know, it's a really rough one for me. It's a really rough one for me, you know, because I don't know that I have the authority to speak on it. But as a Black queer man who has been dragged through the mud for not being masculine enough in this world, you know, being called the cause of the emasculation of the Black man because I decide to play with feminine silhouettes in my clothing, it's really disheartening that the version of masculinity shows up like that. It's upsetting.